Hi, this is a 2014 Mercedes S550. Every time I back this car out of the driveway or my garage, it makes a loud squeaking noise. So I decided to rebuild the brake system to making sure there's a brake grease applied at every location to stop any vibration that is causing that noise. So there are many videos on YouTube that talks about how to fix the braking system, but nothing for this particular model. So I decided to post this. Hopefully this is helpful. As far as to start the job, as you can see, the brake or the jack point to jack up the car is below the mirror, either on the driver's side or on the passenger side. And it's fairly easy to find. When you look under the car, there's a slot directly under there. You can place the jack at that location. And once the wheel is removed, I like to go through a sequence of steps. Hopefully that's will make this job a little easier for everyone that want to tackle this job yourself. Now, since this design is a little different, initially I was going to take out the caliper before that I can get to the brake pads. That was one mistake that I almost made. And then I realized that I didn't have to do that. I only have to remove this bolt, which will allow me to remove all the necessary parts. So to remove this bolt has been a little tight. The second time when I was doing this, I learned that if I remove these two pins first, that will relieve some of the tension on this retaining plate, and this bolt will come off much easier. And there is a screw in the back that you have to remove. And don't remove it completely. Once it's almost off, you can kind of knock it a little bit when there's a little space, and that will push this pin off a little bit. That will makes it a little easier for me to remove this bolt. Once this is off, the plate comes off, then you can take out. The pin should be already off by that time. To take off this, to get this brake pad off, it should come off, but if the piston is pushing against it, you can use a plier, which is what I have done. Just kind of squeeze between this and the caliper, and that will push the piston slowly back in. Then the brake pad will come off. And make sure you apply ample amount of brake grease on the piston side of this brake pad. And since I don't know where it's squeaking, so I'm applying a generous amount of those grease at every one of these contact locations to stop any type of vibration that is causing that squeaking noise. So once the pad is reinserted back in, reinsert the pins, these two pins, put the retaining plate back on, and then push this bolt back in. And make sure you tighten this screw, because in the other designs, the caliper had two big bolts that's keeping the plates or the pads from flying off. If this bolt is actually holding the retaining plate that is keeping these two brake pads in place, if this is not tightened, if this comes off, then it could be dangerous. And other than that, I don't have the torque for this particular bolt, but just make sure it's tight, because it took me some effort to remove it. And as far as putting the wheels back on, I think the torque for these 5 bolts is 110 foot-pound, making sure that you rotate it as I was taught, so you're applying an even amount of force onto this rotor plate, so the wheel is evenly installed. I think that's about it. Since I learned some of these from doing this myself, just ought to share this with everyone, and hopefully this is helpful. All right, thanks.